Welcome to Client Portal User View. In this section, we'll learn how to reply to a portal message, create a portal message, send a document to the client portal, and also schedule an appointment that was received from the portal. So to begin with, we'll start with the home page. And under the user overview, you see there is a link. Your office portal has, in this example, 2 new messages, and we have that highlighted in red, and this will display for all your offices. So if you have a seasonal business and you may have, say you have 3 offices and a client is sending messages to you from one of the offices that are closed, doesn't matter which office you're in or you're logged into, this will display that you have a new message coming from the portal from any one of your offices. So in this example, if you listen to the previous video was regarding client portal client view, we were working with Michelle Bishop, and Michelle Bishop sent 2 messages to us. And I'll go ahead and open these up. And the 2 messages show Michelle Bishop wanted to schedule an appointment, and the other one she was just testing the client portal. So to view the messages she sent, I would just go into the portal message page, then I click the view icon, and this message go through successfully. So from here, I can reply to Michelle just by clicking the reply button. Yes, it did. And then I hit send. So when I do that, that message now just went back to Michelle's portal. She just received an email that said a message has just been placed on your portal. Please click here to access it. And when she clicks here, the link will send her to the login, the portal login, and she'll enter her social and her password, and then she can see what I just sent back. And as you also notice that that's no longer displayed here, because pretty much only messages that are displayed under this client portal messages are those that need to be acted on. There's no end date. So something needed that Michelle asked a question, I needed to act on that, I answered it, so now it's done. There's nothing more I have to do until Michelle sends me another message to the portal. So that's why that was removed. Also, we track how long it was sitting in there, how many days, how many minutes. You can assign it to somebody just by clicking on the edit pencil. I'll go ahead and assign it to myself. I save it. Now, when I go back to my home page, you see here it says your office portal has no new messages, but over here in parentheses it has 01. That means there is a message there, but none of them are new. And how we define if it's not new is if it's been assigned to somebody. So it's also not bolded anymore. So now it looks like someone's taking care of that message. I don't need to then view it again for a second time because Mark has already taken care of that portal message. One other thing I wanted to point out, right here it says created by Michelle, modified by Mark. In green, the reason this is highlighted in green because Michelle must have a balance due. So prior to you answering a portal message, if they owe you money, maybe you don't want to answer. If they're asking you tax advice and they still owe you money, you may want to think twice before you answer their message. Maybe your message coming back to them would be, I'll gladly give you that information if you could please settle your bill, and refer them to the invoice section within the portal, and they can see what their client balance is. So from here, if I would click on Michelle's name, I can scroll down, and because it's a demo, it doesn't display, but right here it would show their client balances, and I'd be able to see what year they have a client balance, and then from there I can just click on the year and go in and see what the problem is, why they still owe me money. Let me go back to the home page now, back to the messages. So now Michelle wanted to schedule an appointment. So I'll show you how you schedule the appointment. So the site right here, that's the site that Michelle normally goes to. I would just same way you schedule an appointment when you do a search for a client, I would just click on the site. That shoots me into the current day's appointment scheduler, so the 29th. And if you recall, the earliest, because she booked her appointment on the she was in the portal on the 29th, the earliest she could actually book an appointment through the portal would be 2 days from then, which would be December 1st. So all the information comes forward that I need to book that appointment. So I have, and I also know her difficulty, her prep time. So if she was if it was a difficult return and she wanted to come in on our busiest time, I wouldn't schedule it. That's why we like the fact that the client can request the appointment, but we actually will book the appointment. So otherwise we could have a problem where that client is booking her own appointment on our busiest time and she might have a 2-hour return, and we wouldn't want that to happen. So they can request it, but we have the ultimate say as to whether we're going to book that appointment or not. So in this case, she wants to go ahead and do it for December 1st. So if I click on the 1st, in this example, we actually have no one working on that day. I know on the 6th I do have somebody. So I'll select the 6th. I'm going to select Mark, because if I scroll down here, in her notes it said I would like an appointment with Mark, and she wanted to do it at 2. So I'm going to go ahead and select 2. Select requested. And I'm going to have to let her know now I've switched it to December 6th, and I should probably, before I book it, confirm with her that that's okay. But in this example, I'm just going to go ahead and book it. So I hit save. So immediately the reply page pops up, and from here I'm just going to say scheduled appointment on December 6th at 2 p.m. with Mark. If this is not okay, please send us a message. Okay, so now I hit send. And so again, as I send that message, an email gets sent to Michelle to her regular email box telling her a portal message was just sent by X-Tax. Please click here to access it. Now, right here in the client portal messages, there's nothing else to be acted on, so that message was just removed from this page. So when I go back to my home page, there's nothing there anymore. So all my portal messages have been taken care of. Now, they don't get removed from Michelle's file. If I go on search for Michelle, and I do a view, and right up here in the client information section is a client portal button. I select that button, and here's all the portal messages that have gone back and forth between our company and Michelle. So either her asking questions or us asking questions or replying to her questions. So this is all the history of the portal message. So you no longer have to worry about with emails. You always had to determine what am I going to do with the email if I'm communicating back and forth with the client. Do I copy and paste it into the regular file, our management system? That's why using the portal, it's so much better. It's more secure, and it keeps everything so much more organized. It's just automatically stored within Michelle's file here. So here's a scheduled appointment. So if Michelle would ever to say, hey, you didn't let me know it was switched to the 6th, I can come back in here, view this, and I can say, well, and Michelle, on 11/29 at 12:56 p.m., we sent this message back to you. It's still probably in your portal message, but she'll also be alerted. Adam will automatically send her an alert telling her when the appointment is, but it'll be like a day before her actual appointment. So if she's expecting it on the 1st, she would probably come in before then. But either way, you have all that information stored right here. Now let me go back to this page. So now we just described how you reply to a message and where those messages are stored. Now let me show you how you can compose a message. You can do it in 2 different places. So if I want to initiate a message to Michelle, instead of, in this case, Michelle initiated the message to me, what I would do is, oh, by the way, when I was talking about when that was assigned to me, I assigned that message. So if Michelle were to reply to that message, because it was assigned to me, I actually would get a message would come to my assigned task, plus it would come to the office portal in total. So if any message gets assigned to a particular preparer, it's automatically going to go to them as an assigned task, because then it's assuming that the communications between the 2 of them. Now everyone still would see that, so in case that employee is no longer with us, or if they're not in for the day and that message needs to be answered, then someone in the office could answer it, but it would go to the assigned task. One other way that a message will go to an employee's assigned task is if we initiate the message. So if I come in here to Michelle's file and I want to initiate the message, when she replies to me, because I initiated it, it will go to my assigned task, but also to the office portal in general. So to initiate a message or compose a message, I can do it from this page. When I do a search, return results, this is called eMessage. I can just click on this eMessage icon, and this will create the, what we call it, the eMessage page. I type is the eMessage working? Did this message make it to you? Okay, then I just hit send, and that immediately went to Michelle. I think it's even quicker than using email. You just do a search, click the eMessage link icon, and then send the message, and it's automatically documented into Michelle's file. So when I go in here under Michelle, I view her file, the client portal button, and there it is right there. Is this eMessage working? Now there's nothing more I need to do, so that's why the start date is exactly the same as the end date, because there's no action I have to do. I just sent the message to her. She needs to reply to me now. Now when she replies to me, I'll either need to say that message is complete by entering an end date, or when I reply to her, it automatically will enter an end date, and then she needs to then take action on that. So I said there's two places you can compose a message. One was the eMessage icon I just showed you. The second one, while I'm in the client portal message page, if I select compose message, I can compose a message right here too. It's the exact same page as the other eMessage page. So whichever one you'd like to do. I'm going to go back to the client. The next thing I wanted to show you was how do we hang a tax return out there for the client, or a document, so the client can pick that up. I mean, one, you could have done it as I sent a message to her. I could attach a file, as I just demonstrated how to do that in under the Atom or the client portal on the client view. But if you don't want to send a message with them and just want to put a tax return out there, which typically that's what we do in our office all the time, I would just come under Upload Return Documents, and as long as I uploaded the tax return, I PDF the return out of my tax software, then I uploaded it by browsing, locating it, browse, grab the tax return, and then I would name it tax return. And then what you need to do over here with the edit pencil, so typically what happens in our office, the client will call in and say, I need a copy of my return, and this is over the summer, and we just come in here and say, do you have access to the internet? If they say yes, we make sure we give them a password. I'll show you how to do that in a minute. And I just come in here and click the edit pencil. I select client access. I save it. And as soon as I save that, an email gets sent to them automatically from Atom, letting them know a document has just been uploaded to their portal, and it'll have a link they click on, and then they log into their portal, and then they get a copy of their tax return. So where the password is right here in the client information section, and it can be 20 characters. It's not case sensitive, so it can be numbers, letters, and you can assign it to your client, or you can ask them to give you a password and to enter in here. Now they can't change their password. You're the only one that can change the password. So that's where you log the password in. To give the clients access to their documents, it also can be done under Upload Client Documents. As you see, there's a client access box here too. So if they need a copy of their ID, again, you just select the edit pencil and check the box. And as I've been saying, that the email is automatically sent to the client when either you check the client access box, or as you compose a message or reply to one of their messages. But you have to have an email address in the client information section. This is where Atom is picking up the email address right here. So it could either be an email address, or it could be a text address, or you could have both. So if you just have an email in here and then you separate it with a semicolon, and then I'd enter their cell phone number and then their cell phone provider's extension for emails. In this case, if it's Verizon, vtext.com. And in this, if I were to save this, they would actually get an email sent to them and also a message sent to a text sent to their phone. And we made the message short enough going to the phone. If they have internet access on their phone, they can just click on the link and that would actually launch them right to the portal login page, and they could get a copy of their tax return over the phone or answer messages over the phone. So whichever way the client prefers. But that's all I had for the client portal regarding the client view. Thank you.